This natural supplement failed my kidneys. Be careful.
A 65-year-old is being brought to the emergency room because his kidneys are not working anymore. What the doctor saw in his kidney biopsy shocked them. His kidneys looked like he was abusing NSAIDS, medications that are known to cause kidney damage. But he wasn't taking any NSAIDs. "No," he said, "everything I take is natural. Here, take a look. Here are the supplements I take every day," said the patient. Now the doctors were even more confused. Which one of these supplements destroyed this man's kidneys? They were asking, and how? Gathering here in this video, why is the supplement industry so bent on destroying your kidneys? There are 22 very common supplements that are known to cause serious damage to your kidneys. Of these 22 supplements, many will also damage the kidneys of previously healthy people, like in the case of the 65-year-old man. And yet, Americans spend $30.2 billion every year on wellness products, including supplements, remedies, and vitamins. But while all these supplements always come with a big, bold promise of a better health, this promise is seldom fulfilled. On the other hand, the number of people whose kidneys are damaged by taking supplements incautiously grows every day, just like the sales figures of the supplement industry. Do they just want us sick? Okay guys, so my aim today is to get you informed about the potential dangers of taking supplements without doing enough research. Not all supplements out there are dangerous, but the 22 we will see today definitely are. I will compile a list of the most dangerous supplements among those that are widely advertised and widely sold in most stores. Some of these supplements are basically being sold like candies to kids. And I'm not even joking here. And obviously, people with CKD are those that are more at risk because a lot of substances are cleared by the kidneys. So let's see what supplements are known to cause kidney damage and why. We will also see exactly what happened to the 65-year-old man that ended up hospitalized with no residual kidney function because he was taking a perfectly natural supplement. Yeah, I bet you are curious to see what supplement can do the exact same kind of damage NSAIDs do to the kidneys. Before that, let's take a look at some very popular herbal supplements that a lot of people take every day without knowing how dangerous they can be. Starting with Yahimbe. This is a very popular supplement that men are using to treat erectile problems, and that can cause even worse problems. In fact, this very popular supplement is not nearly as safe as people believe. It frequently causes side effects, with increased heart rate, anxiety, and high blood pressure being the most common. Even worse, some Yahimbe supplements have been found to be mislabeled and have also been linked to kidney failure in at least one case. Another very popular supplement you want to avoid is St. John's wort. Many people take this one for its ability of fighting depression, but it can also interact with many medications and cause serious side effects, especially dangerous for people with CKD and for transplant receivers. In medical literature, there are cases of acute kidney injury caused by St. John's wort. Another supplement that comes with scary dangers is Kava. Kava is another natural, supposedly safe supplement that offers some useful benefits, especially for general anxiety disorder. However, if you find a supplement that works for a disorder you have, you may want to take it long term, right? But taking too much Kava or taking it for too long has been linked to serious liver damage, including hepatitis, cirrhosis, and liver failure. No good. As a result, the FDA has warned people about this supplement, but they have not banned it. I mean, there is too much money to be made selling this OTC antidepressive to people, especially because it works. And they don't care if someone ends up in the ER. And what about those pesky seeds, you may ask? How do we calm them? Well, maybe with some ashwagandha gummies? I mean, how is this even legal? Don't give this one to your loved ones. As a matter of fact, don't take anything from the list on screen. But ashwagandha in particular has become incredibly popular today, and that's because it works.
It's you time. Time for ashwagandha.
Many people swear by this adaptogen because it really helps them relaxing after a stressful day, they say. But there is no such thing as free lunch, especially when it comes to ashwagandha. Research is linking this supplement to liver and kidney damage. There is also research linking ashwagandha to worsen hyperthyroidism, and ashwagandha also seems to interact with many common medications, including those for diabetes, thyroid, cholesterol, or hypertension. This incredibly common supplement has also been linked to cases of kidney transplant rejection. So liver injury, thyroid problems, interactions, are we sure this one should be given to kids? I mean, how can this be even legal? Okay, from one cash cow to another, let's talk about vitamins. In some of my videos, we looked at how previously healthy people ended up in the hospital when they tried mega vitamin therapy. Some vitamins, including vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin C, are supposed to have huge health benefits, but only if you take huge doses of them and for a long period of time. If you ask an ER doctor about this, they would probably say, yes, the orange folks. Some people in fact ended up hospitalized when they took too much vitamin A and their skin turned orange. But that's not all. Vitamin A toxicity may also cause psychiatric disturbance, total body alopecia, erosive dermatitis, liver and kidney disease. Less dangerous but still not safe for people with kidney disease. Vitamin E. Now, these two vitamins are also the reason why multivitamins in general are not safe for people with kidney problems. Products such as Centrum, Smartipants, Thorne, and more are widely used by almost everyone in the world. If you have kidney disease, however, especially in the advanced stages, you should completely avoid standard multivitamins not made for those with kidney problems. So be careful with multivitamins in general and with highly dosed vitamin supplements in particular. But taking the wrong vitamins can be very dangerous for anyone, not just CKD patients. The L-alpha tocopherol or synthetic vitamin E is an example. When some supplement brands create their products, your health is not their top priority. In fact, while they could manufacture vitamin E from actual foods in order to save money, they often choose to make it from petroleum derivatives. Studies have linked this synthetic vitamin to a significantly increased blood pressure. It may even increase the risk for stroke and cancer. Other research says the synthetic vitamin E can even lead to bone loss, raise cholesterol levels, and kidney damage. Sadly, this vitamin is still being manufactured and sold every day to millions of unaware customers. Same for retinol palmitate or synthetic vitamin A. This one may cause kidney damage even in the amount you find in multivitamins. The synthetic vitamin can accumulate in the body and may be toxic in excessive amounts, leading to potential adverse effects such as birth defects, liver toxicity, and other health issues, including kidney damage, especially in CKD patients. Now, the problem with CKD is that it also means that you are going to need some vitamins more than the general population. I know vitamins are complicated when it comes to CKD, but don't worry. In my recent video up here and down in the description, I'll explain exactly how to take vitamins safely. Save it for later because it's time now to learn more about this supplement that caused NSAIDS-like damage to the kidneys of the 65-year-old man. Now guys, let's take a look at how the doctors at the ER were able to identify which supplement was causing a damage similar to that NSAIDs do. So this 65-year-old man presented with acute kidney injury caused by one of the supplements in this list. Now this may look like a huge list, but there are just 3 supplements in here, but all of them have many ingredients, and some of these ingredients are known to be potentially nephrotoxic. Yeah, most supplement brands sell products with several potential nephrotoxins in them. And these 3 supplements in particular are still for sale today. So what are these supplements and which one is dangerous? First supplement in this report is nitric balance from a brand called Apex Energetics. This is marketed as a way to improve nitric oxide, which is also a way to increase antioxidant levels and improve blood pressure. Here we can see the ingredient list. I never recommend supplements with a list of ingredients as long as this one, and this case report is exactly why. But this supplement in particular seems safe enough. Only one potentially nephrotoxic ingredient, which is not even that bad. Next supplement the man was taking, Detox Antiox, from a brand called Designs for Health. This one doesn't look very dangerous as well, just some vitamins and minerals that could accumulate in the body. None of this causes NSAID-like damage. Last entry, this must be it. This is called Clinical Nutrients for Men from a brand called Integrative Therapeutics. This one is sold as a high-potency, once-daily multivitamin. Pay attention to this one because it comes with a huge list of dangerous ingredients. It's still for sale as well, and as we can see, it comes with many of the vitamins I was talking about earlier. If that wasn't enough, they also add some potentially dangerous minerals and also sweet cherry fruit and rhizome extract. Probably one of these ingredients is the culprit here. Okay guys, we will see exactly which ingredient is the bad one from this supplement. Before that, let's take a look at the most common supplements that are only made from dangerous ingredients. Now, when we talk about supplements that are both extremely common and also dangerous, the first thing that comes to mind are bodybuilding supplements. You know, supplements such as whey product, protein supplements in general, creatine, muscle gainers, amino acids, pre-workouts, caffeine. These are not usually very harmful for the general population, but you will want to stay as far away as possible from any of them if you have kidney issues. These supplements often contain caffeine, protein, and more substances that are very heavy on the kidneys. One example is whey protein or any kind of protein powder. Marketed towards athletes, these protein supplements are extremely common, but they can be very bad for your kidneys. And today, some new research is also hinting that an excessive protein consumption may be harmful for the health of the general population as well. Another supplement with a hidden danger, creatine. Creatine is one of the most used supplements in the world, but if the name sounds like that of creatinine, there is a reason. Creatinine is actually a waste product of the metabolism of creatine. What this means is that taking this super common supplement may actually alter your creatinine readings, alright? Not good if you have kidney disease and you are trying to get back on track. Now guys, things such as muscle gainers, amino acids, pre-workouts, caffeine supplements may be even worse. Be very careful. Okay guys, let's take a look at another very dangerous category of supplements, those sold on the supermarket shelves. If supplements for gym girls are easy enough to spot and avoid, there are some dangerous supplements you can actually find at the supermarket. Salt substitutes are an example. While it may seem a good thing to replace table salt with a salt with little to no sodium, such as Morton, no salt, and so on, don't do it. What they use to replace sodium in this is potassium, and a lot of it. Same for sport drinks such as Powerade and Gatorade. There are several reasons why you should stay away from sport drinks even if you actually exercise. First of all, a bottle of this has similar amount of sugar in it as a bottle of soda. Second, very important, if you have kidney disease, these drinks are also full of potassium and sodium. Now, potassium coming from foods is not as big as an issue for those with CKD as we used to believe, but it's still better to avoid supplementing it, alright? Even worse, vitamin water. This is made from the Coca-Cola company and they managed to put the same amount of sugar they put in a Coca-Cola in what they sell as a vitamin supplement water. So be very careful, even with those products that don't look like supplements. Okay guys, time now to see which one of the many supplements the 65-year-old man was taking damaged his kidneys. Before that, have I missed any dangerous supplement that millions are taking every day? Let me know in comment section. If you remember, the man was taking one supplement in particular called Clinical Nutrients for Men that comes with a huge number of dangerous ingredients. So a lot of potentially nephrotoxic vitamins, minerals that can accumulate, and also some interesting plant extracts. But guys, do you remember what kind of kidney damage this man suffered from? What's very peculiar about this case is that the doctors thought at first that they were dealing with NSAIDS-induced kidney damage, and only one ingredient here can do that. This is sweet cherry fruit extract. Now, this is luckily less common than the other supplements we have seen today, but it's not a banned substance and you can still find it in some supermarkets. Because you see, cherry extracts has some benefits. It works just like an NSAID and it can reduce pain and inflammation, but it also causes kidney damage, just like an NSAID. Now guys, I'm also happy to report that the man eventually recovered from the acute kidney injury, even if he will have to take medications for his kidneys forever after his hospitalization. This is, however, a happy ending. And guys, if you want to see more stories like this one, my video up here is for a man only drank this fruit juice for a week. This is what happened to his kidneys. The protagonist of this story is a 65-year-old, a father of two, and a diabetes patient. I will call him UL from now on. UL never had any issues with his kidneys before, but today he was being hospitalized because he could barely make any urine at all anymore. UL is accompanied by his son, and now they're waiting for a doctor to see him. "Why are you wearing those sweatpants, Dad?" asked his son. "Because my regular trousers wouldn't fit anymore," tried to answer UL. But they were cold in, so he wasn't able to complete the sentence. The doctor finally came. UL was immediately asked if he drank alcohol or if he was taking any pain medication. UL said that the only medications he was taking were those for his diabetes and his ulcer. But the doctor knew that something was very wrong with UL kidneys. He knew this as soon as he entered the room. UL breath was smelling very bad, like ammonia. The swollen legs and the fact that he complained about not making urine were enough for the doctor to order immediate blood analysis and to start UL on dialysis. After a few hours, UL creatinine levels confirmed what the ER doctor already knew. UL kidneys were not working anymore. But how is it possible that the man with no previous kidney issues ended up on dialysis after drinking a normal fruit juice for just a week? Catherine here. Welcome today to a new story from the emergency room. This is the story of a man that lost his kidney function completely and in just a week. The reason? Fruit juice. Now, this is no work of fiction. Everything we will see today is based on a case report published the 28th of December 2023 in a peer-reviewed medical journal. This all happened in a very similar way to what I will show you. If you are suffering from kidney problems or diabetes, the food you eat can be the most powerful medicine and your best ally in fighting the disease. But in some cases, what you eat can also worsen or even cause diseases. Just usually not in 7 days. It's common to hear about people that ruin their health by eating too much junk food and too little fruit and veggies, but the damage usually happens over a lifetime, not in a week. And this is what makes today's report so incredible. Today we will find out exactly how drinking regular fruit juice can be one of the fastest ways possible to destroy the kidneys. But this is not the only reason why this story is going to be interesting. You see, what today's case report will show you is that certain fat diets are better left to internet influencers. Let's see more about UL case now. After being started on dialysis, UL was finally stabilized. The doctors were now able to take a proper medical history from him, so they started asking him questions. "UL, is there anything I should know?" asked the doctor. "Your kidneys are not well. Are you taking medications? Do you drink?" "No, I am a man of routine," answered UL. "I take my metformin and glipizide rigorously, and I always keep my sugar levels in check." It was true. He was neither an alcoholic nor a smoker and had no family history of kidney disease. He had never had any issues with his kidneys before. However, he was also suffering from a stomach ulcer, and that was a pretty serious issue. Just 2 days prior, UL had left another hospital where he had been treated for this stomach ulcer. The issue was so serious that it had caused him to vomit blood. He had been stable when he left, but the ordeal had left him weak. This is when the results of UL blood analysis came back. The ER doctor at this point was starting to be very confused. According to UL tests, his creatinine levels were very high, 5.43 milligrams per DL, but that was expected since the patient was now on dialysis. Proteinuria was also present, and that is an indication that there was something damaging the kidneys. Maybe it's oxalate formations, thought the doctor. But no, because UL oxalate levels were in the normal range. How could a man lose all of his kidney function in just 7 days with no signs of toxicity or stone formations in the kidneys? This case is becoming interesting, thought the ER doctor. Okay guys, looks like we are facing a true medical mystery today. So this patient was firstly hospitalized a week ago for a problem that has nothing to do with the kidneys. His kidneys were actually perfectly fine back then, which is almost unusual for someone his age and suffering from diabetes. Now the patient is being treated for an ulcer. But while this treatment goes well, just 1 week after this first hospitalization, his kidneys fail completely. How is this even possible? Well, let's find out. I bet the ER doctor will want to talk to the patient now. UL, he asked, is there anything out of the ordinary they gave you at the other hospital? Well, there's the diet I'm following, answered UL. Now, as it turned out, when UL was admitted to the first hospital 1 week ago, the doctors kept him nil per os for 1 day. Just one, because they needed to perform an endoscopy. Nil per os is a medical term that means nothing by mouth. It's often used in situations where a patient is about to undergo a procedure that requires an empty stomach, such as endoscopy. The endoscopy revealed a gastric ulcer that was treated with proton pump inhibitors. However, after the endoscopy, the doctors recommended UL to follow a semi-solid diet for 48 hours. Make sure you are eating very light, they told him. But UL wasn't sure that the very light diet was enough for his situation. So he decided to dig deeper, and he found out about an influencer recommending people with gastric ulcer to follow a very strange diet. After being questioned for a while, UL finally revealed his secret. For the last week, starting just after the endoscopy, he decided to follow a juice-only diet. You see, UL was somehow convinced that drinking only pomegranate juice without added sugar, obviously, was the cure for his ulcer. No food whatsoever, just the juice. However, as soon as he started this diet, his kidney function started to deteriorate. In just a few days, he went from healthy kidneys to dialysis. But how is this even possible? There must have been a medical explanation for what was happening. People just don't go from healthy kidneys to dialysis in 1 week. Is the pomegranate juice the cause of his huge amount of kidney damage? Well, there is only one way to find out, said the ER doctor. A renal biopsy will tell us. So, what we are seeing here is exactly what destroyed UL kidneys. In a renal biopsy, a small piece of kidney is removed and examined under a microscope. And what the doctors found in UL kidneys was so remarkable they actually wrote and published an article about it. So what are we looking at? Now the structure we see here is a tubule, alright? This is very small. It is part of the nephron, the filtering unit of the kidneys. If too many of these tubules stop working because they are damaged, the kidney will stop working also. And this is exactly how a damaged tubule would look like. If we zoom in, we can see that there is a structure inside the tubule which looks like a diamond or a crystal. A calcium oxide crystal, to be exact. There are two of them in this picture, where the arrows are pointing at. Now, around the crystals, we can also see that the kidney cells are being destroyed. Wait, now you may ask, but you said that UL didn't have oxalate in his urine. How is this possible? How is it possible that a man with no history of kidney stones and no oxalate in his urine completely lost his kidney function due to calcium oxalate crystals? Well, to answer this question, the doctors decided to take a look at what UL was eating, and he wasn't eating anything at all containing oxalate. Actually, some sources support the theory that drinking pomegranate juice may even help with kidney stones. You see, kidney stones are formed when there is too much oxalate being filtered through the kidneys. The kidneys need to bind this oxalate to calcium, and this process may form kidney stones, or, like in UL case, tiny crystals. But where is this oxalate coming from then? In your diet, foods such as vegetables, nuts, and grains are probably the biggest source of oxalates. But UL wasn't eating any fruit or nuts. He wasn't actually eating anything at all. He was just drinking pomegranate juice, and that juice doesn't contain oxalate. So what's happening? Well, there is actually something inside this pomegranate juice that could have damaged his kidneys. Something that is not oxalate, but that actually turns into oxalate inside the body. Here's what the published case report says about this. Many reports describe oxalate nephropathy after the administration of vitamin supplements or citrus juice. The source of vitamin C in our patient was pomegranate juice. Oh, it looks like the very unusual diet UL was following is the cause of his kidney damage. In fact, as this paper points out, excess vitamin C inside the body is partly converted into oxalate, and this was the cause of the serious kidney damage UL experienced. Now, a very important question. Are vitamin C rich foods dangerous for people with kidney issues? We know today that people suffering from chronic kidney disease and those at risk for kidney stones should be careful with vitamin C supplements, alright? Vitamin C supplements are a known cause of kidney stones, but UL wasn't taking any supplements. Is the vitamin C from foods dangerous too? Well, you see, it's not the food itself the problem. It's following dangerous fad diets, just a juice-only diet. You see, while drinking just a bit of pomegranate juice may actually help people suffering from kidney stones, drinking too much of it or just it may be very dangerous. First of all, because of all the vitamin C this juice contains. You see, it is usually recommended to avoid taking more than 100 milligrams a day of vitamin C. This is especially important for kidney disease or diabetes patients. Okay guys, it's almost time to see if UL was eventually able to save his kidneys. Before that, there is a very important lesson to learn from his serious mistake. The lesson here is that following crazy fad diets always comes with risks. And this juice-only diet is not the only diet that presents a hidden danger, especially if you are suffering from conditions such as diabetes or kidney disease. Following the wrong diet can be very harmful. This is why I always discourage people from following potentially harmful diets such as keto diets or paleo diets or carnivore diets. We have seen in the past how kidney disease sufferers tragically lost their lives just because they were following a keto diet. The 27-year-old Indian actress passed away in 2020 just because she decided to treat her kidney disease with a keto diet. And she is the most famous case, but she is not the only one, unfortunately. Completely removing essential parts from your diet always comes with hidden dangers. Don't take this risk. Now guys, the diet UL was following was just as crazy as the keto diet, because you see, it's not the amount of vitamin C in the fruit juice that destroyed his kidneys. It's the lack of any other food in his diet. And as we can see here, UL was drinking almost 1 liter or 34 ounces of juice per day, which is about 450 milligrams of vitamin C per day. Now guys, this is not a very high amount of vitamin C. Many people take even 4 times that vitamin C per day without problems and for way longer than a week. The researchers that published the case report believe that the reason why UL had this problem were his age and his diabetes status. Both these conditions are risk factors for calcium oxalate crystal formation. And they also point out that as his kidney function decreased, the amount of oxalate produced increased, which is something kidney disease patients must keep in mind. I also want to add that a diet that doesn't contain any calcium in it, like the diet UL was following, is also going to increase the risk for calcium oxalate formation. This is why I always recommend to consult a doctor and a dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet. Okay guys, do you want to see how it ends? Let's see if UL was eventually able to make it home safe. After his hospitalization, UL was started on dialysis. You see, UL never had chronic kidney disease, and by completely stopping what was causing damage to his kidneys, there is hope for him to get enough kidney function back. UL was also instructed about his condition and started an Oxalobacter formigenes capsules twice daily. Now, this is very interesting for people suffering from kidney stones. Oxalobacter formigenes is a relatively new treatment for kidney stones that's very promising. This is actually a bacterium, alright? It's a bit like a probiotic. When this bacterium colonizes the gastrointestinal tract, it can actually degrade oxalate even before it reaches the kidneys. This will in turn reduce the risk for kidney stones in the future. Yes, an incredibly advanced treatment, and a study suggests that this treatment may reduce the risk for kidney stones by a whopping 70%. So I bet that this will help UL in the future. Remember that this case report is from just 1 year ago. But was UL able to gain back enough kidney function to avoid dialysis then? After 2 weeks on dialysis in the hospital, UL gained back a little bit of kidney function. But when he left the hospital, his kidney function was still too low for him to be dialysis free. But he was recovering. And I want to believe that eventually his kidneys recovered at the point that he is now able to control his CKD with a renal diet. Who knows, maybe he is watching me right now. Now guys, I'm glad I talked about oxalate and the risk connected with, because as we have seen, some kidney patients should actually limit their intake of this substance. So if you want to learn more about how to protect your kidneys from oxalate, this video up here is for you. Or if you want to watch another story from the emergency room, watch this video. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye.